Cristiano Ronaldo is the fucking GOAT. And before I even get into a rant about Rashford, McTominay and how woeful some of that performance was, we've got to put some respect on Cristiano Ronaldo's name. I think a few people owe an apology. There was a point where I thought maybe Ronaldo was finished when he went through that goal drought. But I never said Ronaldo was the problem at this club. And there were Man United fans blaming Ronaldo for being the problem at this club. And I think everybody owes Cristiano Ronaldo an apology, because not only was he playing left wing back for the first 10 minutes because Marcus Rashford wasn't tracking back and walking around, not only is he playing his heart out week in, week out when he's won everything in 37, playing like he's an 18-year-old under Sir Alex who keeps trying and sprinting and getting involved and running back, but he's 37, he's in the hardest league in the world, he's got no service, he got one chance, that touch, bish, bash, bosh, goal, brilliance. 17 goals this season in the Premier League, 23 goals in 30 starts this season in the Premier League and the Champions League. That is absolutely insane for a 37-year-old playing for a poor side. He ain't got Neymar's and Mbappe's and Kevin De Bruyne's around him. He's got an out-of-form Bruno Fernandes for service. Scott McTominay that completed one successful pass in the entire second half, and it wasn't till the 84th minute. They're the players around Cristiano Ronaldo. So I think it's some time we put some respect on Cristiano Ronaldo's name, because Sir Alex Ferguson once said, and this is why Cristiano Ronaldo's my GOAT, you could put Cristiano Ronaldo in Bolton, you could put Cristiano Ronaldo in Rochdale, you could put Cristiano Ronaldo in Brazil, you could put him in United, you could put him in Real Madrid, and he'll score you a hat-trick wherever he goes. Messi, he scored 4 goals all season in Ligue 1, and that is why Ronaldo's my GOAT. You know, we can debate who's the GOAT, Messi or Ronaldo, but we need to put some respect on his name. And if Ronaldo's your GOAT, smash that like button, and if you are new, subscribe, because you know what? Where would we be without Cristiano Ronaldo? Honestly, Norwich, we were shit. We won that because of a Ronaldo hat-trick and all the goals came through Ronaldo moments. Spurs, we weren't good. Why did we beat Spurs? Ronaldo hat-trick and of course De Gea brilliance. And today, how do we even get a point out of today? Chelsea with a better side. Chelsea can't finish. De Gea brilliance, Ronaldo brilliance. Our last 3 wins at Manchester United have come from Ronaldo and De Gea brilliance. And yet again, there are fans going, damn it, De Gea, he's clearing through his line. I hate De Gea. You know what? De Gea and Ronaldo, they're not the long-term solution. They'll be gone in the next 2 years. But they are the least of the problems at this absolutely messy club, because it's evident some players weren't trying today. And I don't know if Marcus Rashford was injured, but this was Marcus Rashford's big chance. Playing on the left wing, playing his preferred side. He normally has a game against Chelsea, to be fair to Rashford. He does have a good record against Chelsea. I thought this is Rashford's chance. This is his chance. You know, he hasn't played in a while. He'll be fit. He'll have a point to prove. And then he was walking. I'm so disappointed in Marcus Rashford. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's injured. But he was walking. He was dreadful today. He got better in the second half. I think Ralf Rangnick must have had some words with him at half-time. But that's embarrassing, Marcus Rashford. What has happened to you? You know, that big speech you did after the Europa League final saying, we'll do better next year, we'll be back next year, we'll do better. All these speeches. And I love Rashford. I think there's a good player in there. I'm not ready to give up on Rashford. But when he's walking, when he's not even trying, what can I even say? Because I tell you something, that first half of football from Manchester United was absolutely embarrassing. We were lucky not to be 3-0 down. Reece James was brilliant today. Reece James was absolutely fantastic. But Telles, Rashford just gave him so much space. Reece James put in so many fantastic crosses. And if, Chelsea had Ronaldo and we had Werner, it'd be 4-0 Chelsea that game would have ended. They just couldn't finish it. And Gary Neville was right. In the first half, Gary Neville said these guys are getting paid a fortune to walk around on the football pitch. I'm convinced that Marcus Rashford doesn't even sweat when he comes off a football pitch, because all he's been doing is walking around. They're professional footballers, not professional walkers. And, I love Rashford, but for him to walk is a disgrace. And I also want to say something, and I think Usman tweeted it, and Scott McTominay, he gets criticism online, but he doesn't get criticism from pundits. He doesn't get criticisms from top reds. And yes, Scott McTominay's got the right attitude, and I'll never fault his attitude. But Scott McTominay has been pathetic again. Scott McTominay completed, had 7 passes in the first half versus Arsenal. Scott McTominay, I think, made 24 passes in today's game compared to Jorginho's 73. It took Scott McTominay to the 84th minute to complete his first successful pass in the second half. You can look that up. I've looked that up. 84 minutes till Scott McTominay completed a successful pass in the second half. He was absolutely Mr. Invisible. And he got Matic next to him, supporting him so he could be in a free role. And he's absolutely invisible. And I don't get how Scott McTominay escapes criticism from top reds. Because if Paul Pogba put in the performance Scott McTominay put in, Paul Pogba would be getting booed. And we all know that. And I do like Scott McTominay, but he has been woeful, and I don't think he's Man United standard. The only thing I like about Scott McTominay is his attitude, his mentality, his work rate. He has one good game a season, and everyone thinks he's all right. And I just think he's not been good enough for the last 3 seasons, Scott McTominay. And I think he gets away with it because of everything, and he'll be here next season because he's got the right attitude, the right mentality, but I don't think he's good enough. And if he's crap next season, he has to go. Maybe Tenor will get the best out of him, maybe with a CDM coming in we'll get the best out of Scott McTominay, but the difference between Matic and McTominay today was levels, and Matic is the one leaving and McTominay's the one part of the long-term project. And that is where it absolutely worries me. You're thinking, even Matic was twice as involved as Scott McTominay. Matic got the assist. McTominay, he commits more fouls than passes a game. And you know what really worries me about Scott McTominay is not just how little he was involved in the game, but we're playing with 2 CDMs. And how open were we versus Chelsea? Every time Chelsea had an attack, I thought they were going to score. They put in so many good crosses in the box, so they just didn't have a number 9 to get on the end of it. Every time Chelsea had an attack, I thought they were going to score that game. And how easy was it for Chelsea to just cut us open, go through us? Man United defence has more holes than a sieve. The Man United defence is more open than a porn star's legs. And literally, Scott McTominay and Matic are meant to be there covering the back four, and they're playing through us. Obviously, the fullbacks could have done better, especially Tellers on the left-hand side. I actually didn't think Tellers was that bad, but especially Tellers on the left-hand side with Reece James passing it in and stuff. But I don't know if we're coached badly, I don't know if it's because the players aren't good enough, but we were dreadful today. 1-0 is a great point. I'll take a point versus Chelsea 1-0. I'd love 3 points. Look, we parked the bus, we subbed Mata and Jones on disgrace. Mata and Jones are leaving in the summer. This game was crying out for young, hungry players. Mejbri and Garnacho should have been coming on, not Mata and Jones. I don't care if you're playing for the point or not, Rangnick. They're part of the long-term project. Mata and Jones are gone. I thought that was disgraceful by Rangnick, and I think Rangnick got his substitutions wrong, left it too late. Wrong substitutions, very negative. I get that we got the point. The point is good, but the result was good, but the performance was crap again. If you look at our last 3 results, Norwich win, Spurs win, and draw versus Chelsea, they're our last 3 results where we've got points. It's just been De Gea was brilliant, Ronaldo was brilliant, the rest of it's shit. And that's how it is at United at the moment. Also, just to add into this video, Thomas Tuchel in his post-match reaction says that he thinks many of the Manchester United players should be looking up at Ronaldo, his attitude, his work rate and everything. We know Thomas Tuchel's friends with Ralf Rangnick, but Thomas Tuchel can see it, I can see it, you can see it, Neville can see it, Rangnick can see it, the whole world can see it. Ronaldo's got the right attitude. He's tracking back because Rashford won't. He's trying, he's playing his heart out because other players won't. And these Man United players, instead of moaning that Ronaldo's criticising them, these Man United players need to look at Cristiano Ronaldo and go, he's won everything. He's won everything at Manchester United. He knows how good you've got to be to win it all at Manchester United. I want to listen and learn from Ronaldo. But instead, we're moaning about Ronaldo. And Bruno Fernandes isn't one of the players moaning about Ronaldo. Bruno is friends with Ronaldo. But again, Bruno Fernandes, he moans more than a porn star on the pitch. Rashford, walking around, it was just disgraceful. And Ronaldo at 37 it should be the captain. He's setting an example of how we should be, and even Tuchel said it.